Good afternoon. First and foremost, on behalf of the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, I would like to express our sincere condolences to the Simmons and Thompson families in the tragic loss of their loved ones on the night of Friday, May 6th, due to reckless driving. Although we cannot imagine the emotional pain that has been inflicted upon these families by this traumatic incident, we hope and pray that the arrest of the person responsible for their deaths provide some level of comfort and consolation to those who will miss them the most. As it has already been reported, two 17-year-old male suspects were taken into custody at the scene of the incident, while the driver ran away from the scene. On Wednesday, May 18th, Marshawn Stepney, the driver, was taken into custody in the 5600 block of Lotus. On Thursday, May 19th, a warrant application was submitted to the Circuit Attorney's Warrant Office. As a result, Marshawn Stepney was charged with 5 counts of murder in the second degree, 7 counts of armed criminal action, 2 counts of assault in the second degree, 1 count of tampering with a motor vehicle in the first degree, 1 count of leaving the scene of an accident resulting in death, and 1 count of leaving the scene of an accident. A total of 17 charges issued. Lieutenant John Green, commander of the Force Investigating Unit, will come to the podium momentarily and provide a timeline of the events which led to the collision based on what we know right now. I emphasize that Lieutenant Green will present known facts at this point in the investigation. I want to share with you that at this juncture, we believe that our officers' first attempt to engage the occupants of the suspect vehicle occurred at Delmar, just east of Taylor, where spike strips were deployed. A spike strip is an apparatus routinely utilized by law enforcement agencies across the country, which is designed to safely disable a dangerous vehicle by slowly evacuating the air pressure in vehicle tires. After the deployment of the spike strips, the suspect vehicle continued east on Delmar to Pendleton, where it collided with the vehicle occupied by the victims. This collision occurred less than 29 seconds after the spike strips were deployed, and the distance traveled was just under 2 city blocks. At this point in the investigation, we have no evidence to suggest that our officers were involved in a vehicular pursuit or that the use of spike strips contributed to the crash. The evidence at this time points solely to the criminal conduct of the suspects in the Jeep. Lieutenant John Green, commander of the Force Investigative Unit, will now come forward and present a timeline of the incident with some corresponding footage. Lieutenant Green.
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon, everybody. I want to express the condolences to the family. I spoke with them this morning and share what I'm going to share with you, what we have so far. On May 6th, around 8:58 p.m., our real-time crime center got an LPR hit, which is license plate recognition, on a Jeep coming into the city from Page to Skinker, traveling east on Page, and it was wanted for multiple crimes in different jurisdictions. Any crime that was in the area spotted the vehicle at different locations, and it was traveling at a high rate of speed. It was eventually stopped at approximately 9 o'clock at Delmar and Union. As you can see, it's stopped in traffic. This is Delmar, this is Union, Delmar's going east. There's a suspect's vehicle. Watch this vehicle here. This is going to be a victim of a shootings vehicle. Suspect vehicle is a Jeep, and these are anti-crime guys behind. He goes around the Jeep. He hits the Jeep, hits the car, and accelerates. The victim of the leading scene states he goes after the Jeep to obtain a license plate because he hit his car. When it reaches Delmar and Kings Highway, he fires shots at the Infiniti. You ready to pause? Okay, by this time, any crime is set up at Delmar and Taylor, east of Delmar, and they're to calculate where the Jeep might go. So at approximately, I believe it was 2103, they deploy spike strips as it's traveling at a high rate speed east on Delmar at Taylor. Go ahead. Now Pendleton is 2 blocks away. Pendleton and Delmar is 2 blocks away. Okay, pause it. According to our traffic safety division, the vehicle, when a vehicle is involved in an accident, the black box in the vehicle backs up 8 seconds to record all the information that the vehicle was traveling. It was started off at 67 miles per hour. At the point of impact, it was at 82. All the tires were stable and the steering was stable. So the tire pressure was 33 PSI. Your average tire is what, 32, 36? Go, keep going. Our first car shows up in a few seconds. Now, as they're so far away, they see somebody run from the car, right? So now they're heading to the south alley where he ran. He ran south from the accident. Okay, this is footage. Watch up here, you see a fireball of smoke. That's the accident. There's the smoke. Here's our suspect running south from the accident. Eventually, our detectives, anti-crime detectives, arrive in the alley to look for the suspect. That's it. Yes, sir.
Well, number one, would we be able to get a copy of this video?
Eventually, I guess if you file a sunshine request, you'll be able to get all the raw footage you want.
But we wouldn't be able to get it like today. So.
I don't think so.
Okay. And you were explaining about the driver of that Infiniti and kind of followed him.
Right.
Was there police, or was that just kind of angry driver who thought he got clipped and was trying to?
That wasn't a police. I'm sorry. I should explain it a little better. That was a victim of a shooting, because when it reaches Kings Highway in Delmar, as he's following behind the vehicle, the passenger of the Jeep shot at him.
When they passed like that, he shot at him?
Yes. Yeah, he shot at
okay.
him. So when they got to Delmar, they pulled over at Delmar and Euclid and called the police.
Oh, okay. So they made the turn onto the street like we saw, kind of normal
Right.
procedure. Then he started to speed up, made that little
Right.
path, kind of dodge between them. That's when they shot at him.
No, that's when he hit him. He hit the car, and the victim of leaving the scene went after him to obtain a license plate. The passenger of the vehicle turned around and shot at the vehicle, of the Jeep.
Oh,
So the car that hit the suspect's car was the same car that was shot at.
Shot at him,
Few seconds later.
yes.
Okay.
A few seconds later on Delmar Kings Highway.
Several questions. The first one would be, yesterday the NAACP requested meetings in regards to your police pursuit policy. Is there anything you would have done different in this case, and will you be meeting with the NAACP chief?
Yeah, so the investigation is ongoing, so at this point, what we have is what we've shared. Mr. Pruitt from the St. Louis chapter of the NAACP contacted me this morning, and he has arranged that I would meet with him as well as Mr. Holman sometime next week.
There's also, moving on to another topic here, before the news conference, there was an arrest made for a man wanted for 3 homicides. Do we consider him a serial killer, and do we believe there are other victims out there?
Yeah, I'm not, the term serial killer has different definitions depending on what jurisdiction you're in. I would just tell you that I'm thankful that we made the arrest and we know that there's more than one victim.
Last question.
Why use stop sticks if you're saying there was no evidence of pursuit?
I'm sorry?
Why use stop sticks if you're saying there's no evidence of a pursuit? And also, is there at any point you're going to release all the video just for transparency? I know you showed it today, but why not release just dash cam video, body mode video?
Right, so I think what Lieutenant Green mentioned earlier was the fact that obviously there'll be an opportunity for video release at some point. And the use of the spike strips is, of course, to, as I mentioned, to deflate a tire of a vehicle that's wanted for crimes.
But if there wasn't a pursuit, then why were stop sticks being used? Is that a standard procedure?
Well, it's certainly very routinely used across the country. And so, again, the spike strips are designed for the vehicle, the suspect, be able to run over the strips and slowly deflate the tires.
One more question. Two MSD workers were fired upon yesterday in downtown St. Louis. Anything on that, and then also downtown safety? We had numerous car break-ins. Your plan for safety in the city of St. Louis?
Sure, I'm pretty sure that Dr. Isom, I know he meets with that group weekly, and I know that the issue of car break-ins has been brought up several times. We have modified some of our patrols to address that, and I'm sure that we will see better in the future, but I agree with you that we have been hit by numerous car break-ins.
Anything about the MSD workers shot at yesterday?
Yeah, we'll have to talk to the public information for an update on that.
Thank you.
Thank you.